Following my latest Brompton tour, where I covered 2,500 kilometers from the UK to Italy, I would like to show you the setup I used on that trip. Starting from the rear, on top of the backpack I carry a spare Schwalbe Marathon tire, which I tie to the backpack top handle with an elastic cord and a plastic stopper. I then lean it around the rucksack so that it is secure and out of the way. When I wash some clothes in the evening and by morning they aren't dry, I use the same string to attach them to the top of the bag, so they can dry during the day while I'm riding. This way I have a clean change of underwear, socks or base layer that I can wear for the night at the campsite and use on the following day. This is the elastic band secured around the loop. Next to the backpack is the tent, which sits on the front part of the rack and is fixed around the seat post with the straps that come with my tent bag. To keep the backpack away from my heels while I pedal, I use a bar which sits at the bottom of the shoulder straps. I loop around the bungee cords that come with the rack and tie the hooks on the rack stays. I make sure the bungee cords are quite tight, as this makes the backpack much more stable when I ride. With my old Brompton, I used an extended seat post and carried a regular size one in order to pack the bike more compact before catching a plane. This is the only reason why I use that. I have since moved to a telescopic seat post on my new Brompton, and on my next trip I plan to use a carbon fiber hollow tube, which will be much lighter. On top of the front bag, I use carabiners to secure the solar panel that charge my power bank. The power bank is placed in the side pocket of the tea bag and remains connected to the panels all day. This is usually enough to have a full battery pack that can recharge my batteries and gadgets during the night. As far as the registration plate is just a bit of fun, but it does ensure that the solar panels are not blown up by the wind while I ride. In the tea bag at the front, I put everything that I'm likely to use during the day and that I want easy access to. The bag contains most of my valuables and passport, and as it is easy to clip off the bike, it always comes with me whenever I have to leave the bike locked somewhere. In this compartment I usually put a 1.5 liter plastic water bottle, while on the left one, which has a zip, I store my wallet, my phone, the power bank and cables that, as you have seen, I attach to the solar panels for recharging. On the side mesh, I put some lubricant for the bike. And to the other side, I store these gloves, which I use whenever I need to fix the bike or do anything that is likely to get my hands dirty. On the inside compartment, there is a zip pocket, which I use to store my passport and other documents in. These I always put in a Ziploc bag to further protect them. At times when I don't use the solar panels, I put them at the bottom of the bag. If I carry a tablet, I store it with these cables in this padded compression bag. Next, I put my lesin pump, ready and handy should I need to keep the pressure up on my tires. Over this goes a sweater that I can quickly access when there are temperature changes and I need to keep warm. A waterproof jacket if it starts to rain. A compact bag that I use mostly for food shopping or if I need a small bag while visiting a town on a rest day, for example. I always like to film my tours, so I put all my GoPro stuff in this pouch, and I use this orange one for adapters, cables, a small tripod, and other small gadgets I need. Next goes this little windproof jacket, which is useful while going downhill. I'm a news junkie, so I carry a little radio which I use in the evening at the campsite to keep me updated with the latest news or to listen to some music. Then a pair of sunglasses, my cycling gloves if I don't wear them, a neck gaiter which can be used around the neck but also function as a hat to keep your head warm at night. Next, this is my tent footprint, which I put in this bag because during the day it can be useful to sit on while you want to take a break and there is nothing to sit on or lie on. On top goes the chest harness, which I use for filming with the GoPro. I usually wear this, but at times I might remove it. I have a combination cable lock for those times when I have to leave the bike unattended. Finally, I have 2 rechargeable lights and the unmissable Swiss knife. The selfie stick I use for filming also goes in this bag, ready to be used. As you can see, when everything is inside, it always leaves me enough space on top of the bag for the food I carry during the day or have to buy before I get to the campsite. Finally, let me show you what I carry in the backpack. It has some rainproof qualities, but while I cycle, I always protect it with a rain cover so that I don't have to worry if it rains, and also it keeps the backpack clean from dust and dirt. I use a 45-liter backpack with 2 side pockets. In one of them, I like to put the rain cover for the tea bag at the front. The backpack is where I store things which I would normally not need during the day as I cycle. The further down the backpack, the less likely they are to be used. I start with a Dimpa bag, which I usually only need for traveling on the plane. Similarly for this soft black bag, which I mostly use to further protect and to disguise the bike. And we only need it for the return journey, so it goes at the bottom. I carry Ziplocs, which are always useful. Next, I put all my tools for repairs and spare inner tubes, which of course I hope to not have to use too often. I carry 2 extra bungee cords with me. The rack on the Brompton comes already with 2 attached bungees, but they're useful if I need to tie things, and I like to have some spare ones. That's a kitchen sink that you can use to fill 10 liters of water and can be used to wash when there is no access, for example, to a shower. After that, I usually put all my sleeping equipment, my sleeping bag, my mattress, the silk liner, a pillow. This is a box I find very useful. Now I have stored inside some tape, but what I would normally use it for is to store food, as it has a tight screw on top and it doesn't leak. Then goes a stuff sack with the rest of my clothes. Finally, all that is left is my toiletries, and what I have found to be the best compact towel, which is a small square of chamois leather. This can be still humid at times, so I store it in a Ziploc plastic bag. As you can see here, even the backpack has some left space on top for groceries or things that I pick up on the way and need to store. In the information box below, you will find links to equipment that I like to carry with me. And these are associate Amazon links, so I will get a small revenue from the purchases you make via those links. I hope you found some useful tips on this short video. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel, where you will be able to follow my new adventure. Always, of course, on a Brompton.